Now we're going to discuss how to add and store your crystal curtains. So you want to first prep your fabric by going to the back of your backdrop, and whichever panel that you're going to be adding the crystal curtains to, you want to attach some safety pins. And you want to be sure that the safety pin go through both sections of the backdrop, because you're going to be sticking your pin in the actual rod pocket, and you're going to make it as tight as possible, meaning as close to the crossbar as you can possibly get. That way it doesn't, when you attach your crystal curtain, it doesn't snag and make your panel sag. You want to attach a safety pin approximately about every 8 inches. These safety pins are what you're going to be attaching your crystal curtain to, if you have the one that's hung from a rod. There's different types of crystal curtains. Some of them are on a piece of fabric, such as a rod pocket, and some of them are on a flexible rod, like the one I'll be showing you today, and some are on a non-flexible rod, meaning you can't bend it. Some are even on steel. It's just so many different ways that they manufacture these. I like using the flexible ones because sometimes I do create a circle to have a makeshift, like a, not a chandelier, but like a hanging device. So when you first remove your crystal curtains from the box, they should be prepped this way. So you want to unroll them and make sure there's no tangles until it's all the way unrolled, just like such. This is a 9-foot panel, crystal curtain panel. They come in all different sizes. So you want to make sure all of your strands are hanging from the appropriate slot, meaning they aren't like twisted and turned, and because they can get real tricky. So once you are about to hang your crystal curtain, you want to just kind of set it on your crossbar, and you can even secure it with like a pin or something so it doesn't slide when you go to the back to attach it. I am just the pins that I've secured to the back, I am just tying one of these pipe cleaners to it so that it does not fall once I move to the back. So I'm going to the back to secure my curtain to the panel. So you want to take a pipe cleaner, and you're going to insert a pipe cleaner through each of those safety pins that you attach to your curtain, your panel, and then you want to secure it by wrapping the pipe cleaner around the crystal curtain and just securing a nice little tie. Maybe tie the pipe cleaners about 2 times. Not too tight, but just tight enough to where it's secure. And you want to do this for each safety pin that you attach to your fabric. this is how the back of your crystal curtain should look when you're complete. So now that you have secured your crystal curtain to the back, now it's time to unloosen them and make sure that they're all hanging the same way. So you want to start at the very bottom by unloosening the pipe cleaner that's on the end, and then you're going to take all the additional ones off as well, but go in the order from bottom to top. Once you get all the way to the top, which would be the very last pipe cleaner, you want to unravel all of your strands and clean up your crystal curtain to ensure that it's neat. So you just want to adjust your strands according to how far apart you want them, or just making sure that they all are neat and going in the same direction. So once you have them all lined up just how you want them, that portion is finished, and it's time to go to your next step. Okay, now we are going to break your crystal curtains down and store them the proper way. So now you're going to kind of work the opposite way from when you first installed them. So now when you're bringing them down, you want to start not at the highest point possible, because your backdrop still should be lifted or raised. So you want to just start attaching your pipe cleaners to secure your strands so they don't get all tangled up. You want to attach a pipe cleaner about every 8 to 10 inches apart, but definitely no longer than a foot, because it'll still get tangled because it's too much space. So just tie them all the way down to the end as much as you can, about 6 to 8 inches apart, or anywhere between 6 to 12 inches in general. Go all the way down to the end to where you just can't go anymore, and be sure to get as close to the tip as possible, because sometimes it still will get tangled even at the very end. Then when you're done the bottom portion, you won't go further until you lower your backdrop. So once it's lowered, then you will go in and continuously attach the pipe cleaners around your crystal curtain all the way to the very top. Once you get to the top and you secured all of your strands, now you're going to go to the back to untie them from the attached safety pins. So while you're back there, you want to remove your pipe cleaners and also remove your safety pins that were in your panel and stick them right in your fanny pack. Then you're going to swing back around to the front to detach your crystal curtains from your backdrop completely. So now if you have the crystal curtains that are on a rod, such as this one, now you want to roll your crystal curtains around the rod. And you want to kind of go sideways, so if you continuously roll in the same exact space, you're not going to be able to fit your rod in the box. So you kind of just want to go up one way, then you want to twist the rod so the crystal curtains can rotate around the rod like a spiral, in a spiral motion. Then you just slide it back in the box and you store it away. Voila!